Good morning, everybody. So this is our Wit and Wisdom video lesson for Tuesday, May the 11th. And we are starting a new text today. Our essential question is still the same. Our big question is, how does food nourish us? Our medium-sized question is going to change today, though. And I left my cards at school, so I can't show it to you. But our medium question today is, how can I choose nourishing foods? And then our small question, our content framing question, we are going to wonder about, what do I notice and wonder about the text good enough to eat? Good enough to eat. We're going to get started. I'm going to share my screen with you. Here we go.
Welcome back, nutrition experts. I'm Sue Sabella, your Great Minds teacher. Let's see what we need for today. Today, you'll need your journal and a pencil. So please pause here to gather what you need and just hit play when you're ready to continue. As we begin to explore new texts in this arc, let's begin by noticing and wondering. This is a painting called Cakes. I'd like you to pause here to look closely at Cakes for about half a minute. And as you look at the painting, I want you to think about this question. What do you notice about this work of art? Just hit play when you're ready to continue.
Okay, so we are not going to write this in our journal. We're just going to do this orally, okay? So I want you to look at the painting, think of some things that you notice, tell your learning partner, tell the person beside you. If you don't have anyone to tell, you can look at me on the screen and tell me, and you can tell me. So go ahead and pause, and then look at the painting and come up with some things that you notice about this work of art. Okay, so what are some things that you noticed? I noticed that they're all sort of a cylinder, circular shape. These are like solid, but then these two right here have a hole in the middle. But this one is only half. You notice. I noticed that there's lots of good decoration. Like this one has a heart, and this one looks like a wheel, and this one has a swirl, and this one has pretty flower on top with little things on the side. And this looks like it has berries on it. So they all have these really pretty decorations on them. And the cakes look beautiful, but look at the table and the wall behind it. It's very plain. There's nothing on it. I wonder why that is. I also notice that there are shadows under the cake pot, the cake pan, the cake plates. So it must be very bright and well lit in the room in order to make those shadows underneath the plates. What are some things that you noticed?
How many cakes are there? whisper to your neighbor, or whisper the number to me. What else are you wondering about? What do you wonder about this piece of art? Pause here to jot down a wonder question in your journal that you'd like to share with your classroom teacher or a friend. Just hit play when you're ready to continue.
So we're not going to put this in our journal. We're just doing this orally. So what are some things that you are wondering about this painting? Well, I'm wondering what happened to the other half of this cake. Where'd it go? I'm also wondering, is this at like a bakery or a cake shop? And another thing is how these all standing without falling over, because these have to be heavy and they're just standing up on this little tiny stick looking thing. So how are they not falling over? I'm also wondering, I wonder if they're all the same flavor, or is like maybe some of them chocolate and some of them strawberry and some of them vanilla and some of them maybe butter pecan or maybe orange. So many different yummy cake flavors. What are some things that you wondered? Good job, guys.
We're going to move along, but we'll come back to revisit this painting during our next lesson. How can I choose nourishing foods? We'll be using the book Good Enough to Eat to help us think about making good food choices. Please pause here to set up a notice and wonder questions T-chart in your journal. Just hit play when you're ready to notice and wonder with our new text.
Okay, so we are going to do this in our journal. So I need you to turn to page 189 in your journal. You need to put today's date on the top, 5-11. And the title of today's story is Good Enough to Eat. And you're going to put notice and wonder. So I'm going to hold this right here for you. If you need to pause and copy this down, go right ahead. Okay, so what you are going to be doing while you're listening to Miss Sabella read the book is you are going to be writing down things that you notice and things that you wonder about the text.
Since you're such an independent learner, I'm going to read the text all the way through, and you're in the driver's seat. You'll pause along the way to jot down what you notice and also your wonder questions. You'll just hit play when you're ready to continue. The front cover is a great place to start. What are you noticing and what are you wondering about this text that was written by Lizzie Rockwell? Babies cry when they're hungry. Dogs bark and howl. When you feel hungry, your stomach grumbles. Your legs feel weak. You don't cry or howl, but sometimes you feel cranky. In the nick of time, your dinner is ready. It looks good. It smells good. It tastes good. As soon as you eat, you feel better. Hunger sends you strong signals. It lets you know that eating is the most important thing you do each day. The food you eat and drink keeps you alive. It builds, protects, and energizes your body. Food makes you able to grow, think, breathe, move, stay cool, stay warm, fight germs, heal, live. Nutrients are the parts of food that your body uses to do its work. There are 6 different kinds of nutrients. You need large amounts of some nutrients and very small amounts of others in your diet. Every food contains at least one nutrient, but healthy foods have lots of them. Your body uses different nutrients in different ways. I imagine by now there's lots that you're noticing, and you probably have many questions, including questions about the words in the text, the vocabulary. Be sure to jot down all your observations and questions before you continue. And remember, pause the video as much as you need to jot down those observations and questions. Ready? Here we go. Digestion is the way food is broken down so that nutrients can be absorbed into your body. For healthy digestion, you should eat plenty of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. These foods supply fiber. Fiber does not get absorbed during digestion. It helps carry bad chemicals and excess fats out of your body. When you digest food, mouth grinds food and mixes it with saliva. Esophagus pushes food down to your stomach. Stomach churns food and mixes it with acids, turns food into a thick liquid. Small intestine absorbs nutrients through its spongy lining. Nutrients enter the bloodstream. Large intestine absorbs water and leads unused parts of food out of your body when you go to the toilet. As soon as food is digested, nutrients start to work. Carbohydrates, protein, and fat get turned into energy. The amount of energy they supply is measured in calories. You use a lot of energy to run and play. You also use energy to stay warm, pump blood, breathe, think, heal, and grow. Carbohydrates should supply most of the energy your body uses. You can detect carbohydrates in food just by taste. Foods that taste starchy or sweet contain carbohydrates. Starchy foods give long-lasting energy. Sweet foods give quick boosts of energy. The energy from very sweet foods is used up very quickly. Protein supplies energy. It also builds and repairs your muscles, skin, brain, blood, bones, and internal organs. You get protein when you eat animal foods, such as fish, meat, eggs, milk, and cheese. You also get protein from plants. The parts of a plant that can sprout and grow, such as seeds, dry beans, and peas, nuts, and grains, are good sources of protein. Just as an old-fashioned lantern burns oil, you burn fat for heat and energy. Fat also helps make food taste good, but it is easy to eat too much fat. Fat has more calories than the other parts of food. If you eat more calories than you need, the unused calories are turned into body fat. Eating too many fatty foods can make you heavy. Fat is in vegetable oil, butter, and cream. You can also see fat in the white and yellow parts of uncooked meat and chicken. Often, you cannot see the fat you are eating. To find out where fat is hiding, get a large piece of paper, a pencil, and samples of foods. You don't need to worry about having too much water in your diet. Water is your body's main ingredient. 70% of your body, including your blood, saliva, tears, urine, and sweat, is made with water. Water escapes easily from your body. In a day, you lose 2 cups of water just by breathing. When you cry, go to the bathroom, and sweat, you lose even more water. But as it leaves your body, water carries out waste and cools you. Vitamins and minerals are needed in tiny amounts to perform many important jobs in your body. They help all the nutrients in food work together. Vitamins are found only in plants and animals. Minerals are tiny particles of rock and metal. The best way to get all the vitamins and minerals you need is to eat a variety of fresh foods, including plenty of fruits and vegetables. It's important to eat at least 5 servings of fruits and vegetables each day. Today, what will you choose? Food keeps you alive, healthy, and strong. It gives you energy and makes you grow. Food is fun to make. And food is fun to eat. More about calories. Calories measure the amount of energy supplied by food. A teaspoon of fat has twice as many calories as a teaspoon of protein or carbohydrates. Vitamins, minerals, water, and fiber supply no calories. Every day, you should eat about as many calories as you use. This is easy if you avoid eating foods with a lot of fat or sugar and get plenty of exercise. Please pause here to make sure that you have jotted down everything that you've noticed and all of your wonder questions. Just hit play when you're ready to continue. I'm sure you noticed the check mark in the corner, and you know what that means. Your classroom teacher will take this opportunity to check in with you. Specifically, your classroom teacher is going to take a look at your wonder questions, and your classroom teacher will look for a why and a how question in your journal. So please pause here to read over your wonder questions. Anytime you have a why or a how question, you can put a check mark next to it. If you're missing a why or how question or both, please use this time and use one or both of the stems to write 2 questions in your journal. Pause now to do this work and just hit play when you're ready to continue.
Okay, so what I want you to do before we do anything new, I want you to look on your notice in your wonder chart. You were supposed to be writing notices and wonders while we were listening to Miss Isabella read the story. Go back and look at the questions that you've already written on the wonder side. Do you have questions that say why? Do you have questions that start with how? If so, then we do not need to add anything else. Hold on. If you did not have any that started with why or how, then you need to add a wonder question with why and a wonder question with how.
Now that you've had a chance to jot down all that you notice and all that you're wondering about, I'd like to give you a challenge. I'd like you to answer one of the following questions in your journal. The first choice is, what do you notice that connects with other texts from this module? The other choice is, what is the genre of the book and how do you know? And lastly, the third choice is, what do you notice about the illustrations? Pause here to choose one of the questions and to respond to the question in your journal. And just hit play when you're ready to wrap up today's lesson.
Okay, so on page 190 of your journal, you are going to pick one of those three questions. You're going to write the question on the page. You're going to respond to the question. Okay? So you're going to pick one of these three questions to write on page 190. What do you notice that connects with other texts from this module? What is the genre of the book and how do you know? That just means what kind of book is it? And what do you notice about the illustration? So you're going to choose one of those questions. Write the question on the top of page 190, draw a line under it like we always do, and then answer that question.
Anytime we encounter or meet a new text, it's so important to take time to notice and wonder. I wish I could read all of your wonder questions. I bet they're amazing, especially the how and why questions. Share those questions with others, and I will see you again soon, my friends.
Okay, so that is the end of our lesson for today. Remember, you are going to do the notice and wonder chart on page 189, and then on page 190, you are going to pick one of those three questions, write the question out, and then answer the question. Okay? And that is it for today. That's all we've got. So I will see you later. Let me do our question of the day. Or word of the day, not question. Word of the day. Forgot to do one for junior achievement. Today's word is small. Small. Today's word is small. All right, so that's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.